Well, hello there, everybody, and welcome to a fine... What is that? It's not the green screen. What is that? Is that just part of the background? Yeah, that is part of the background. And welcome to a fine... No, this is not part of the background. I knew something shifted on the green screen. I was just trying to figure out what the heck happened. Why? I think the height got messed up. I think that's what happened here. Battle command's now available. Wait, did that? No, that did happen just before. Okay, if that happened after, then it's like, hey, this thing is not running off a sequence here. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a fine Friday evening, whatever happens to be in your time zone. I'm Cody. Hello. Welcome to FaceTuber Friday. We're going to be doing even more Stormblood today, but we're also going to be doing some weather talk. There was at least one tornado event. I did see that before I had to run off for a bit of an errand. I'm going to fix this height thing. Hold on. It's got to be a height. Yeah, I think it's height. Ooh. Are supposed to be at a higher height. Now it looks like it's threatening to fall on me. Back you go. And back you go. Ah, there we go. Much better. Now I actually have some room behind me. My days are so messed up. I keep forgetting it's Friday. Yeah. The long weekend. Yesterday felt like the Friday. Oh, yesterday was, metaphorically the Friday. The day before the long weekend. But yeah, welcome on in, everybody. Oh my goodness. Congrats on getting first Omega. Congrats on getting second J. Well, congrats on getting third Cake. I see some check-ins happening too. We got Gothic checking in for the 21st session. Welcome on in, Gothic. Cake checking in for the 106th session with an attendance rate of 96.4. My goodness. We've got Jay checking in for the 60th session. I'm so curious on what your attendance percentage is. It's gotta be getting close to that threshold where it starts displaying. It's gotta be. Oh my goodness, welcome on in. Oh, we got Omega checking in for the 113th session. The 100%, maintain that 100%. Omega's essentially got the benchmark for the check-in system. The maximum number of sessions and the maximum attendance rate for the maximum number of attendance sessions. So that's how you can really tell how many streams have we had this for. We do have some other 100% and all that stuff, but I do respect the lurking nature of the check-in feature as well. The pre-roll elimination cannon. I actually just did add that to the message pool for ads soon. So that one will also now be included. I even went in and adjusted the line range during the startup. Also, I do see the 85 streak. Heck, yes. That's a lot of streams in a row. That's a lot of streams in a row with no break between. Like that eliminates the 3-day gap that we have between streams, after Saturdays. That also eliminates any gaps that will be present during the off season when I only stream once a week. Yesterday felt like Wednesday to me. I kept sleeping in and then staying up late. Oh my goodness. Also, the Crows are being very nice. Also, welcome on in SLdr. SLdr actually came on in and got a match immediately. Got 2 Dimendas, which is quite a bit of trouble, actually. If you say 2 Dimendas, something's wrong. Dimenda does not possess the ability to exist in multiple spaces at the same time. That is something that Karista has in one timeline, and something that the sectoral leader has in multiple timelines. because that's sort of what happens if you can exist in multiple places at once with time. And thankfully, he himself is aware that he could have other parallels within the same timeline. He keeps track of them and all that. He keeps track of what he's doing in multiple places at the same time. Don't know how the heck he manages to do that, but then again, we don't know how the time travels, so we can only theorize what it's like. Oh my goodness. Also, we had another match just after that. Jay got a match with 2 DDDs. That's a lot of DDDDDD. Oh my goodness. But yeah, the crows are apparently in a good mood. The crows are very social around here. I heard them talking to each other. There was at least 5. They like to gather and have their meetings. They don't always have their meetings here, but every once in a while you will just get a whole bunch of crows here. They're very social creatures, so they like to have their meetings. Oh my god, Aqua almost got the number. Oh, Aqua almost got the number that has a separate trigger to it. Yeah, today is FaceTuber Friday. My days are so messed up, keep forgetting it's Friday. I only remembered because I was doing a lot of planning yesterday and today, so I had to know what day of the week it was. Thankfully, I didn't do too much work on Firebot earlier today, because I don't know what is up with my brain today, but my brain has been typing numbers very poorly today. Maybe my position in front of the keyboard is a few centimeters off, and I'm just always hitting the wrong keys. But my goodness, like what the heck? Aqua, welcome on in. I hope you're having a fantastic time zone. And Jay got a rating of 47 out of 100. That is the road to greatness one. Aqua checking in for the 112th session with a 99.1% attendance rate. That is pretty amazing. Also, that rating just one off from the message from the unique message. I think I have a unique message. You know what? Now I'm beginning to doubt it. Oh, hold on. I need to pause my stream preview because I feel like that might affect my ability to be able to lurk or keep my 2 lurk tabs open. I don't trust it. So Twitch, can we bump that number up to 3? Or I have 4 monitors. Can we bump it up to 4? Can we bump it up to match the number of monitors that people have? And if you have 5 monitors connected, which I have no room for, and honestly, even if I had the room for it, I'd be very hesitant. If I was up to 5 monitors, they would not all be connected to one PC. Because here's the thing, the more monitors you have connected to the PC, the more resources that it takes to run. Because I do extended desktop. So every extra monitor that the desktop extends to means extra resources are required by the desktop window manager. That's the thing that keeps track of like where your windows are, etc., and the multiple monitor management stuff. That will take up more resources when you have more monitors. So I have 4 monitors. Sorry, it's desktop window manager. If I open it up in Task Manager, I can probably see how much it's using. Desktop Window Manager. Why is Desktop Window Manager not on here? That is a background process, is it not? Or has it been buried under something? You know, it's ridiculous. When you have OBS open, how many OBS browser page.exes are running? That is annoying. Why is Phone Link taking half a gigabyte of memory? It's not even connected to anything. Oh, plugin host. That is Sublime Text, I'm pretty sure. Okay, but where's Desktop Windows Manager? Or did they rename it because apparently Microsoft likes to rename things? Nope, no. It's Windows Processes. Let's see here. it has taken a steady about 23% GPU, because most of my displays are plugged into the GPU. Because the CPU barely has any video memory. It's just like, integrated graphics. CPU is not meant to have or to run too many things. And if you have apparently if you have one thing plugged into the, one display plugged into the CPU and 3 plugged into the GPU, Windows sometimes has a fit about it. So I just have them all plugged into the GPU. Plus, the GPU can process it better anyways. Still takes 4.5 per... It still takes about 5% off of the CPU, and that's probably just the logic dictating where windows are, etc. Whatever. But yeah, it does... That alone uses some steady resources as a result. The system is also using 13% for no reason. I always say no reason. Tell me the reason, otherwise you don't have a valid reason. One of my virtual machines is steadily using a bit, which makes sense because, well, they have resources that I allot them to. And everything else is stuff that we have actively running, like OBS using 56. Why is total GPU? Oh, you know what? I think that's just an oversight that Microsoft will never fix. GPU is reading what the video encode is using and not what the 3D engine is using. The 3D engine is the other percentages. And the video encode is the percentage that's actually appearing at the top. It might also be because I have a studio driver installed. Who knows? But anyway, technicalities and all that. Udon, welcome on in. I hope you're having a lovely time zone. I'm having a pretty fun time zone, especially now that we're done with most of the... we had some things to do. We had some grocery shopping to do. My vehicle is a piece of crap, and it needs its coolant topped off again. I topped that off a month ago, so lovely. It's running like garbage because I shouldn't have to be filling it up so frequently. No evidence of leaks, so it's like, where the heck is it all going? Maybe I'll fill it up, like, right to the maximum it's allowed to be filled up, and we'll, and I'll see where it goes from there. Yeah. Just remember, don't fill up the coolant when your engine is cold. Because even if your engine is at a normal temperature level, you don't want it spitting at you. That stuff can get hot. And also it's poisonous. So you don't want that stuff spraying at you. Car troubles are very annoying. Yeah. I do plan to get rid of that vehicle, and now that I have a steady income, I can I'll eventually be able to progress towards that once I catch up on things I'm behind on. One step at a time. I have a budget in mind. I have kilometers in mind. I have things that I'm checking for. All that stuff. And once I get that new vehicle, a lot of the maintenance and BS should hopefully be gone. I'd like the luck that some of my family members winded up getting when it came to getting vehicles. Or the vehicles just gives you practically no problems for 5+ years. That'd be fantastic. I'm not buying new. Why would you do that? Why would you want to sell your mobile home for a vehicle? That's like brand new vehicles are 20,000 plus. Why would I want to blow money on that? Just for a dealership to rip me off. Yeah, no thanks. I'll buy used. I'll buy under 200,000 kilometers. Anything over. AKA Corey, welcome on in 60 sessions, 89.6%. Heck yes. Have a fantastic lurk. I hope you have a lovely rest. Oh, and also I hope it's high quality and it goes uninterrupted, all that good stuff. You guys may have seen a follow appear for Udon. Make sure you're following Udon, alright? Now, I can't make any promises on being able to be actively present there anymore because Monday to Friday have to wake up at 5:30 in the morning. So, yeah, it's going to be near impossible to be active there at all. But also, I don't know if I fully trust. I don't even know if I fully trust Twitch to properly load up the stream during the night so that I'm lurking there. Because I still want to leave a lurk and all that good stuff. The part that's going to suck is I'm not going to be able to do dungeons because I'll be sleeping. I already moved on. He's overrated. Welcome on in, Rabbit. Hope you're having a lovely time zone. Oh, yeah, that's right. I don't think I had that scene. I don't think I had that scene available here. It's over here, though. Ah, it's a castle with static lightning in front of it. I wish that was animated. There's a dungeon. Exclamation mark join if you do want to join. And also, remember, you can customize your character right from the beginning. You can customize... I think you can customize their skin color, their hair color. Yeah, those two. So you could be an orc if you want to. You could be all green, all that good stuff. Encountered a bad lady. Wonders if their tush is big. Hugged a miscreant. Introduced that monster to the ground. Heck yes. I want to figure out how to do the animated ones. Apparently, you can upload GIFs to Tangia. So I guess if you can make a GIF, you can pull off an animated one. And making a GIF isn't really... Well, it could be difficult. It could be very involved, especially if you frame by frame it. Technically, I could put a Krista hug, but that is not a valid dungeon now, is it? Also, I'm actually... there's a reason why I'm actively avoiding uploading any of my personal works onto it. It's because I do not know Tangia's privacy policy yet. I want to make sure... Because I read through that stuff. I want to make sure that there's no you surrender ownership, etc., etc. Now, Final Fantasy XIV does bold stuff like that too. However, I am fairly certain, with relatively high confidence, that they mean like the character that you've created in the character maker and the name that you use in the context of the story and all that stuff. We got another dungeon, everybody. Exclamation mark, join. Ready to go. I think this is one of the defaults. A spooky house in the middle of the woods. I changed over to this scene a little early so you can actually see the Tangia dungeon, because I don't have it in the intro scene. I think it's actually in the overlay components nested embed, which I do not have on the chat-in screen. We've already got miscreants getting hugged. Miscreants have been hugged. I need to add more variations to the messages because I'm seeing a lot of default messages, which is telling me, hey, I should probably add a few more. Like broken enemies pathfinding, that's an amazing one. Survived a rolling boulder trap. Woo! That's a fish. That's a default fish. I couldn't even see the previous thing that threw. I think that must have been a snowflake then. It almost blended in with the background. Found the secret slide stage. Yes! You could get 2 power stars in that secret stage, you know? One for reaching the finish line fast enough, and one in the box at the end of the secret slide stage. Common Jade Shield. I already have a shield that's better, I'm pretty sure. Crystal Helmet. A Raspberry Boot. A Jade Sword. We got a Blush Glove. Okay. Common stuff. Common stuff. Common default stuff, in fact. But, there we go. Custom walk-on sound, how does it work? It's typically... What sound limit did I put on it? Oh, jeez. We got an egg storm. That's a lot of eggs. I gotta check what I put for a sound limit. Was it 5 seconds or was it longer? Just got a few extra eggs that wanted to explode. Welcome on in, Hemlock. I hope you're having a lovely time zone. Checking in for the 105th session. 93.8%. Heck, yes. That is fantastic. Let's take a look. So, I think it's under sound elements. And it's under the walk-on folder. What was the limit again? Details. 6. Was it 7 seconds? Wait. Do I have... Interesting. Speaking of eggs, our birthday's tomorrow, Easter Sunday. Tomorrow, Oh, wait a minute. Time zones. So I guess tomorrow would be Sunday. Over there. Yeah, tomorrow's Saturday for us, but oh my goodness. That means when you pop in tomorrow, I get to say happy birthday. Say happy birthday. I don't sing happy birthday. I don't do that. Plus, apparently that song is copyrighted. I don't know. Copyrighted by insert organization that shouldn't own the rights because they didn't originally create it. And whoever sold it had no rights to sell it. So, happy birthday is should be commons, honestly. Yes, we could do happy early birthday. Heck yes. Happy early birthday. What is the limit here? I think the limit is 7 seconds. I really need to put the criteria in a more obvious spot, like in the description. In the description would be a great idea. Oh, no longer than 10 seconds. It is in the description. And I think I'm more generous with the length of it because it's a walk-on. If it was a sound command, it'd probably be a shorter length. But I don't have a redeem for sound command now, do I? You could put a sound command into the advanced one, I'm sure. There's a lot of flexibility with that. But you know what? I guess we'll get to that bridge when we cross it. Advanced sound command can be pretty complex if you want it to be. As long as you don't have any JavaScript expressions, because I'm not touching JavaScript. No thanks. I did a little, like, I have made an experimental page or two that involves JavaScript. I don't really... There's something about it I don't like. I think it's the syntax. But oh my goodness, since we are in front of the weather page, okay, pass me. This is where you this is like the start of the cutoff point. After I'm done yapping about the cutoff point, right around there. Okay, weather segment. So we have a weak low up over in the northern part of the prairie regions. We have a frontal system moving in. As you can see, this is a bit of a warm air mass moving in, and it's causing some pretty nice temperatures over in the western part of the prairie region. Look at the plus 6 hour, you will see this warm air continue to move and enter into Saskatchewan. Little bit of freeze and rain between the cold and the warm over in the north central area. Kava Sound, this is Corey says you should follow the sector leader himself. If it's like an MP3 file you can provide, then sure. If it's a task I have to do, my task list is a disaster, and I will have to say it will get done eventually. Trademark. And I have no idea when that eventually is going to be because I've my task list. I have some tasks that are actually like at the bottom of the task list now. They're way down there because it's like I've never had the time to address these. Sorry, Krista, but I haven't had time to implement animations for you yet. Some special animations. Oh my goodness, we've got a raid coming in. We've got a raid coming in from Megan, which means I have a lurk tab that I have to close. I was lurking there. Welcome on in, Raiders. Welcome on in, Church. Welcome on in, Megan.
Hello.
Welcome on in, Captain Freya. Fantastic to see all of you. I hope you were having one heck of a time with Overwatch. I know it can be a mixed result. Sometimes you get amazing matches, and sometimes it just doesn't happen. Sometimes you get matched against people who've played like 1,000 plus hours of Overwatch, and yeah, my goodness. I could have done Scotland forever. That one sounds like one that would have to get volume normalized, because I believe that one is intentionally very loud. But welcome on in, everybody. I hope you had a fantastic time over there. For any of you less than familiar, I'm Sector Leader Cody. Well, I'm Cody myself. My VTuber is Sector Leader Cody. But today is FaceTuber Friday, so, hi. I'll get one in lower volume. No worries. If anybody does wind up sending me sound-related stuff that is over the limit, I actually run it through Audacity to make sure it does not exceed a certain decibel value. Or if it's really loud, I will lower that decibel value a little further. Well, I don't officially have experience in sound engineering and all that stuff, but I've sort of trained myself to get a good idea of what's too loud and what isn't. But yeah, welcome on in. Overwatch was chill. Just did a few games after doing the first 2 chapters of Alan Wake. Ooh. Oh, it sounds like it was a pretty fun time over there. Man, I wish I had time to like actively be over there, but my goodness, today there were lots of things happening today. I could use an editing software to lower audio. Oh, no worries at all. Sounds good. Yeah, when you have it ready, feel free to do the custom walk-on sound redeem and all that stuff, and send it on over. I don't have a ticketing system or anything like that. You know, I honestly wish that the Dino, because that's the bot service that I use, I wish they had a ticketing system built in, because I don't want to look to yet another third party for that kind of stuff. I'd like it all to just be in like one single service. It just makes things easier. But for the time being, because I guess typically it's just send it by DM or something like that. I haven't had to set boundaries for DMs yet, and I really hope I don't ever have to. But also, I'm socially awkward, so if it's anything outside of stream-related stuff, then it's probably going to be very iffy on if you get a reply at all anyways. I'm as soon as we cross over to DMs, that's where my socially awkward side kicks in. But if it's for stream-related stuff, I'm usually pretty good about that. That's just the professional side of me kicking in. Oh my goodness. Okay, because I keep moving around like this, that's probably a hint that I should probably stretch. So, I'm just gonna sneak in a stretch. Oh yeah, there we go. That was a shoulder pop. I'll just send a sound and go there. Oh yeah, and usually with stuff like sound commands, I'll usually like give it a thumbs up or something like that when I've processed it and all that stuff. Sometimes I'll say I've processed it and all that good stuff. Most of the time, actually, 80% of the time. Anywho, but yeah, for those of you less familiar, I'm Cody, my VTuber sector leader Cody. I like to play my fair share of RPGs. I love the heck out of weather. I also play my fair share of Mario and Kirby games. Oh, and creative games from time to time as well. I also have a secondary character known as Krista. Krista. I keep saying Krista because I love to say it that way. But it actually messes up the CC pretty badly when I say it that way. It thinks I'm saying a completely different name or two different words sometimes. So maybe I should just outright say Krista. Krista is the second character here. I mean, the whole reason why I've got such an array of characters and backstory and all that stuff is because I've done role-playing, and a bit of background on me. I've done a bit of role-playing in the past, and certain characters have become very strong presences. Even though Krista has technically not taken part in some of the huge battles that the sectoral leader has gotten caught in. That's just not her specialty. No, the big fights, it's like, no, let somebody else do that. Although, I guess she has taken part in one or two big fights recently. Hemlock, welcome. Oh, wait, I already said welcome on in. With the Egg Storm. Hope you have a good stream. I have to lurk for a while. No worries, Hemlock. Also, thanks for the 60 stream streak. Heck yes. It's hard to build those streaks sometimes because Twitch has a really bad habit of sometimes not even counting people being in. If you want to be absolutely certain whether you're being counted or not, take a look at your point accumulation. If you see a periodic plus 10, plus 12, or you get that plus 450, 350 to 450, it depends on your watch streak. If you see any of that, then Twitch is counting you. Or should hopefully be counting you. At the least, your streak should be updated if you're seeing those numbers. Otherwise, Twitch might not be counting you properly. It'll probably involve a refresh or something like that, or if you're on the phone, it might even involve restarting the app. Who the heck knows what's going on Twitch's back end with a lot of this stuff, so it's a good way to confirm whether you're actually being counted or not. Or at the least, you don't have to risk losing your streak or anything like that. Because the streak recovery can be finicky too sometimes. I just hit my microphone with my microphone. Now it's like, why the heck do you have two microphones going? What the heck? I have my reasons. And those reasons become most obvious when I'm using two different voices at the same time. Usually when I have my VTuber up. That's pretty fun. And actually, with that little touch, I can actually make it so that when my voice is being used, here's an example: Krista streams when Krista's active. If I need to use my voice because something's out of Krista's vocal range, I can swap the microphone, and Krista's mouth won't be moving while I'm filling in for something that's out of her vocal range. Vocal range. Oh, beautiful. So annoyed having 4 Discord bots to cover all the things you need. It really is. It really is. My goodness. No, send the sound to go there. I feel that social interaction. Yep. I go Rady and W Raid. Have a good rest, Corey. Thank you for swinging on by. I appreciate that. That awkward social interactions is such a mood. It really is. I've been very lucky that I've managed to catch when Twitch tried to kill my streaks, even though I was there during stream. Yeah, you've been here for so many streams in a row. It shouldn't be threatening to take away your streaks. So yeah, just keep an eye on your channel points. Make sure you're getting that periodic +10 or +12, or even the well, no, the little chesting is actually not a good confirmation because it can carry over from previous streams. So maybe not that one, but make sure you're getting that periodic +10, +12, or whatever. Or it might be it might be higher depending on like your tier of sub. It's subject to the multiplier. But yeah, if you're seeing that periodically, then chances are you're properly being counted and you're getting those silver pieces, which lead to a lot of cool redeems. Opens up own redeem list. Oh, wait, hold on. I have to close it and reopen it, which is really difficult on this screen. Let's see here. We got our lurk-in/check-in feature, which works a little differently. A lot of channels do offer to lurk-in/check-in. I decided to go a little bit extra here and have Firebot silently check people in when they chat. Because I'm sure I'm not the only one, but well, I sometimes forget to press that check-in button. Or in other cases, I don't want to because I'm afraid of getting called out or something like that. Like, what if I just want to check in and lurk? What if I forget to press that button? Well, if you chat, you'll silently get checked in. So, unfortunately, I have no way of automatically doing it with anybody entering in on a lurk and silently checking them in because the new Twitch API doesn't have a way to interact with viewers arriving in the chat room without chatting. They have to become active at least once. And that's the viewer arrived event. The old Twitch API actually had the viewer appears on the list or something like that. The new one doesn't. But honestly, I think by a small margin, it's better that way. Because then you don't get these channels that call people out for beginning to lurk on their channel automatically. Which is ill practice, by the way. Don't do that. Let people do their lurks, especially if they're somebody who has 4 monitors, for an example. Probably just just swinging by, vibing with things, maybe chatting once in a while, or maybe not. Who knows? But there's a lot of multitasking nowadays, so a lot of people do their multitasking, all that good stuff. My redeems are color-coded, by the way. Purple redeems are sound redeems. The light blue is self-care. The blue is you can get, the very much blue, the 255 blue, if you want to talk about numerical values. That is throw-in. That'll throw something at me. You've got throw something, which you have to specify what to throw. Seasonal throw, which is egg storm in this case. Meteor, there we go. Meteor is the other one. Dark blue is voice. Green is Twitch defaults. I just categorized them to green. Red is an animation, including the infamous red button. Yes, that one has a lot of RNG tied to it. 10 different outcomes. Bonk, which has, because it's FaceTuber Friday, it has 2 different outcomes. Tangia, I just kept it orange. Orange-ish. Peachy orange. That one's only Tangia Dungeon anyways. Pink affects the avatar. slash user, which I think we've only got tiny right now. Oh, I've got a in-between shade of purple too, which essentially is music. In this case, a masterpiece made by Not Chris. So we've got that too. And then the yellowish gold, what's it called? Honey yellow or something like that? I don't know. That is personal redeems. It gives you your own like personal command, walk on, advanced command. And don't worry about the orange. We don't talk about the orange one. That one in the orange category down there, that's like heavily unaffordable. We don't worry about that one. It's not there. Oh my goodness. But if any of you haven't self-cared in a while, I highly recommend you do so. Some water, some food, some rest if it's getting late. If it's getting your definition of late. Some people's definition of late is early morning. Some it's nighttime. Never know. It depends. But yeah, make sure you address your self-care and all that stuff. It's very important first and foremost. Otherwise, yeah, sit back, relax, have a nice time vibing here. Oh yeah, let me press the button that changes things too. Beep. Next segment. Back to normal. Dang. The crows only gave 400 shiny pieces back from the 1,000. Cherry, peach, orange. Okay. All the fruits. Or maybe the peach was Princess Peach. I don't know. One or the other. Okay. Now we push this button. We had time to look at our statistics. And we have our... It got dislocated again. OBS, why do you suck? It's OBS embedded containers. That is the thing that causes it to constantly lose its position. Oh my goodness. That was a weird game. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me bump this up over here. There we go. Oh, hello, Lalafell that just teleported here. Where are you off to? Where are you off to? Don't look at me. Wait, Luluna L. Is the last name gonna be also Luna? Or Luluna? Luluna. That sounds like a tongue twister waiting to happen right there. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, this is the Easter event. I forgot I started myself through the Easter event. We can do the Easter event. It's a side quest, so I'm not doing voice acting for this, but I will do voicing for the lines relevant to Post-Stormblood, I guess. We're in Post-Stormblood. My dear chicken. He's a chicken. Play a game on Discord because it's last meta online. Oh, they're April Fools for this year. You know, Discord really knows how to put things together for April Fools. I gotta say. Yeah, I checked that out too. I think because if it's anything like last year's, if you get all the achievements that they set, which unfortunately one of them involves tolerating a 24-hour cooldown 3 times, I'm fairly sure that there's some sort of prize at the end, like a temporary decoration or something like that. But yeah. Oh, what a silly, what a silly little, a little game that Discord has there. Attacks Omega with a cannon and got a good. A great attack for 6 damage. Omega attacks with a surprisingly sturdy fan and got lucky in 19. 12 damage. Dramatic lucky sound for Mario Luigi series. Not the latest Mario and Luigi. I think they ruined the lucky sound when they did that. Rosie, welcome on in. I hope you're having a lovely time zone. 56 sessions at 94.9%. Yes. Very nice. And a very nice number, actually. It has a pattern. Oh my goodness, 219 hugs in total. That is so many hugs. Krista would be delighted. Nah. We don't touch without consent, Sectoral Captain. You know better than that. But the hugs are totally fine. However, if you are not comfortable being hugged, you can actually make yourself immune to hugs. Exclamation mark immune space hug makes you immune to hugs. It doesn't make you immune to Krista hugs, though. Krista will hug absolutely everybody if Krista hugs are invoked. Like right now. Like right now. That was the 10% going off.
Do you like that?
Krista loved the heck out of that hug. She had to just run on in and give everybody a big hug. I also appreciate the virtual hugs. IRL me is not comfortable around hugs, even for my own family. It's usually an awkward hug back. It's like the awkward Sheldon hug from Big Bang. Yes. Yes, I understand that show to some extent. But like a lot of TV shows, I don't end up watching them for very long. It's not necessarily like it's not necessarily. It's just because I don't watch very much TV. And most TV shows develop a pattern, and then I pick up on the pattern. And then a lot of shows wind up feeling predictable after that because it's like, well, dang, I know roughly how this is gonna go now. A one-arm hug. Yeah, I do. I tend to do one-arm hug, sometimes two-arm, but usually one arm. And if it's a two-arm hug, the second arm is barely hugging at all. If I know someone isn't comfortable with hugs IRL, I do the air hug. Flail the arms in a hug fashion, but not hug the actual person. It's a good workaround. Oh, right. We can just keep going through this cutscene while I'm talking. I'm only going to be... oh, my goodness. Especially when it's paragraphs like this. It's like, yeah, I'll read it, but I'm just going to skim it. The sectoral captain just casually reminding folks to follow. I mean, hey, if you like chilling around here, if you like the vibes and all that stuff, feel free to do so if you haven't already. Oil dissolves oil. Okay then. Continuing on. Some neurospicy people also don't like to be touched, so I've learned to work around it. That's actually a nice looking weapon. Can I get a glamour for that? Hey, where'd it go? Well, lubricate guarded scythe. Okay. So, man, it's if I consider you a good friend, I give hugs. The good friend hugs. Exterminate. Exterminate! What children? Exterminate! What is children? Exterminate! You've got that Doctor Who reference. My sister absolutely hates being touched. Iffy. Not as bad as my sister, but I really gotta know you first. I awkwardly accept hugs because I don't want to be rude, but, like, you're gonna get that awkward one-armed hug back. If I don't know you at all, you're not getting the hug back. In fact, you might actually get a defensive reaction instead. But it's extremely rare that somebody approaches me that forward. Because typically you don't approach somebody that forward. Well, not if you don't know them well. Rosie giving the hugs. Starting to build that number up. I'll work away if someone I don't know tries to hug me. Yeah, no. Or one time, I think I got somebody in the ribs with my elbow when they did that. It's like, hey, I don't know you. I don't know you. Back off. But again, it's very rare that this happens. Very rare. I mean, height is one thing that's very helpful in my case. I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff very often, but also I tend to have a social invisibility IRL. So most people will look past me and they don't think twice about me. Just, you know, just some person traveling down the sidewalk. That's it. Water. Water. There we go. I've become a hugger because of dance reasons. But only regular hugs with people I'm semi-comfy with, which is a tiny number. Yeah, it's not easy to get comfortable with people. Like, stranger danger, right? I'm short and invisible. But in a lot of cases, like when you're in a crowd of a lot of people you don't know, it's so much better to be invisible in those scenarios. It's like, I don't want a stranger approaching me. Hey, wait a minute, that's my approach in Final Fantasy XIV too. It's like, I don't want a stranger approaching me. I might be put in an awkward situation. I know people in general are pretty friendly in this community until you get to the high-end raids. Then you start to run into the a-holes and the sweats. But I don't bother with high-end stuff, so I don't encounter those kinds of people very often at all. And the people who do get uptight get called out by somebody else. So it's like a community that takes care of the problems. I'm too loud to be invisible sometimes. Yeah, it does make it pretty difficult then. Tush to tush tush, be invisible sometimes. Invisible tush, that'd definitely be pretty scary. If I'm in a crowd of people I don't know, I'm looking for an escape. Yep. That's about right. Height and the fact that I'm as thin as paper, well, not literally, but pretty much as thin as paper. I can cut through crowds. to a pretty good extent. Bodhi Mage, welcome on in. Yep, well, you got the Tushify messages happening here. And that one was actually not too bad. That one was pretty good. Beginning to make up for yesterday, in which all of the Tushified messages were very miss. They were very off. I'm surprisingly quiet. I'll be comfortable for my louder and hyper side to come out. Oh my goodness. If I ever do have to yell, it's really loud. It's far carrying, it's loud. That's also a very rare scenario. Usually if you hear a scenario where I'm yelling that loud, it's probably because there is danger nearby, and I'm warning you. That is probably it. But on the other hand, I don't like to suddenly shout at people because that will stun them. Let's say if there's an object fallen from a high height towards somebody. I think I'd much rather, like, yank them away than yell at them. Because if I yell at them, they're going to be stunned. They're going to be like, why the hell is this person I don't know yelling at me? And then they're going to get hit by the object. It's like, no, get out of there. Get out of there now. I have no idea what happened yesterday. Oh, Dragon, Xenos, Dragon, something, Xenos, Solo Dragon, Xenos dead, something like that. I don't buy the fact that Xenos is dead, especially since his body was, like, completely gone when Astinian showed up. Where'd he go? I mean, maybe they just moved his body, but where'd he go? All the hugs. I was here, just don't remember. Oh, there were so many fun things happening yesterday, which might lead to today being very confusing. No body equals not confirmed dead. Yeah. We figured the same thing with Gosetsu. We didn't see the body. We saw the rubble come down, all that, but we didn't really see the body. And then what do you know? No body equals faked death if it's anime logic. Yep. Sorry, I need to be cycling through this cutscene because I'm not going to be voicing it. This has nothing to do with Stormblood. Watch me from a safe distance. Watch the Icon Slayer from a safe distance. Very dangerous. That's anime and video game logic. Yep. Or in some cases, Nintendo censorship and death. In some of the Nintendo games, it's just them outright censorship and death. Oh yeah, this person is dead, but we're not going to outright say it. We can't say it. That's inappropriate. Except there are some games where there is some very dark humor. And that are Nintendo games. Seasonal event instance? They did this again? Oh wait, this is recycled. They've done this one in the past. Except obviously there's gonna be some things different. Play traps, retrieve Archon eggs. Must first clear 4 stages. 4 stages? Why 4 stages? I'm sure I'll figure out what to do. It's censorship in some animes. Instead of blood being red, it's white, which is questionable. I think it's worse. Why would they do that? Okay. It is so much worse. Yeah. I can AoE all these. Wait, hold on. It's so wild. As a kid, oh, okay. As an adult, isn't that just a different kind of... Yeah, yep. I don't know, this is a little more problematic. Oh, 2 minutes remain. Oh, for Pete's sakes, why is there such... Why do dumb timers exist? Why? Hey, can I get a timer that isn't terrible? Unleashes his strawberry slain beast within. Oh, this is a radius. Oh. Okay, I know. I should have read it. It said 15 ohms, right? Which is actually a pretty big radius. Oh, those stages are super short. I can see why they said 4. I think 4 is not even enough, but alright. Bookshop sim is great. You know, I'm on day 11 of a bookshop and opened one in Japan now. There's so many simulator games now. Jokingly makes a Krista simulator game. Nah, I don't have enough time on my hands to do that. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We're already gonna have a Kirista simulator game. Well, in me form. They keep making more, it's a problem. Yeah. Like never ending rabbit holes. All these rabbit holes all over the place, and they're so easy to fall into. Somebody's sprinting. On day 11 in RR. All of the kitties! Yes. Wait, hold on. What did that say? Curve agent? What? Oh, cures. Never mind. It's that wasn't as interesting as I thought. Curve agents. Increases your curves. Just to get a white coat make me think of Zane from Lads. Some of these character designs, I think they know what they were doing when they designed some of these characters. I should be downstairs with the dogs, but I go down for like 30 minutes at a time every 1.5 hours since I go home from Nads. All the dogs. Ah, yes. Them glasses. Otherwise, I'm on bookshop sin. I know that dance. Kirista knows that dance, too. Let's see, I'm supposed to be sleeping downstairs tonight. Ah. I sleep downstairs so much. But there was a period of time where I was sleeping on upper floor. And I seem to enjoy that a little more. During the summer, I enjoy it significantly less because hot air rises. So the higher the floor, the warmer it is. And AC? I don't think we've had a place with AC for quite some time, actually. AC's too rich for our blood. Immediately makes a house at least 50,000 more. I have to sleep in mom's bed because she's sleeping at Nad's. Fair enough, fair enough. Hatchet Todd gifts. Okay, something Hatchet Tide gifts. Or gifts. Ah! Party Eggy eyeglasses. Okay. And the glasses version too. Yes, they give us both the glamour piece and the glasses slot, which is a separate slot, by the way. I may as well get all the glasses. Oh, wow. That seasonal quest was literally just one. So that means the rest of the glasses that you can get are all at the shop. Okay, that is not what I wanted. Where is... Oh! Probably the egg advocate. Holy crap, why are they so bloody expensive? What, was it, so this year they're just like, oh yeah, we're gonna make you do the same event 50 times over and only give you 10 eggs per instance. Why so bloody expensive? I'm not grinding this too much, we got a Post-Stormblood to do. Oh my goodness, I forgot that that was a radius too. That is not what I wanted to do. Do I get a time bonus? Oh, you go until you run out of time. Okay. I can get a good score out of this. Okay, there we go. Oh, I still have enough for another one. Well, I don't want to waste it here, but also, if I start running out of time... No. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, good. That's still counted. I made it. I love it when there's one in the corner. Ah, that didn't count. Oh, 45. There we go. Okay, so they accumulate pretty fast. We don't need to grind a ridiculous amount of times. Okay, so, wait, which one do I already have one of? Oh my goodness, this is gonna kill my inventory. Party Eggy. Oh, we can't get Party Eggy a second time, so I guess that settles that. Also, this doesn't sell for much, so I'm just gonna discard that. Okay, so we got uses up inventory spaces, uses up inventory spaces. Doesn't use inventory space once I get it. Oh, I should be getting the faces we wear things first, because you can immediately free your inventory space there. No. Why are you moving forward? Don't move forward without my permission. Hey, look, there's one left. Isn't that nice? Floppy aim, but we did it. Yeah, that's not all I wanted to do. Yeah, I saw that one that remained. Oh, jeez. Of course. Beautiful. Absolutely sublime. Gorgeous noises. Oh, we got a dungeon happening. Defeat the shrubbery. Yeah. And everybody, we've got a dungeon happening right now. Use that exclamation mark join to join up as I press the wrong button again and again. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm just going to clear this area. There we go. Yes! Hey, look at that. We got 60 out of that. We got enemies being introduced into the ground. Very nice. Another monster being introduced to the ground. Hug the miscreant. There we go. Gonna add defeated a shrubbery to the dungeon messages. Heck yes. Wait, this is only a good raid-in? I want to reach for excellency. I want to reach for amazing. Can't reach for perfect because there's no such thing. Okay. The faces we wear. We can get 3 of these. My inventory shall suffer. Oh, we're starting to get some uncommon stuff. Common Azure armor, okay. Common glove. I'm getting common stuff, apparently. Okay, faces we wear. Get them glasses. Okay. More eggs. Let's high score. Let's try to get over 6,000. I would like to get over 9,000, but... Oh, shoot. Hold on. Forgot to change to the pet hotbar. Because technically this is the pet hotbar. Hello? Pet hotbar. Thank you. Oi! I want to restart this instance already. Stop pressing the wrong button, Brang. We have defeated the shrubbery. Okay, you get buffs from some of this. No, use the correct move for Pete's sakes. Oh, that guarantees gold when I get that buff.
I wonder what this button does.
It's button time. What'd that do? Button broken.
It didn't seem to do.
Wow.
Okay, Krista, thanks. Thanks, Krista. It was a Karista jump scare.
But
so many Karistas. I usually try to press it at least once. I usually try to push it at least. Okay, then. All right, sectoral captain. Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, that was pretty amazing. This was not a good one to use Clean and Spirit on. I am not getting my high score. Especially when I keep using the wrong move. This one. Yeah, really good tush messages. This is nowhere near my high score. And now I've got a weird amount of an unusual number here. It doesn't work. I need my numbers evened out, please, and thank you. Also, I wouldn't mind getting a high score. Stop using the wrong one. You are using the wrong move. Stop using the wrong move. Also, I got a lot of eggs from that. I swear, I'm going to swap those two hotbar items because that is really driving me nuts. We got ads coming up. I wonder if I can use this while running and still get them all. Yes, I can. That might help get me a better score. Okay. We got ads happening. Are you kidding me? I went through the bush before it.
Bad lady.
Oh my goodness. Thanks for the bad lady. Oh, all eggs are guaranteed to be gold. Bad lady. Oh, sure, that did the trick. Hey, that almost shot me through my high score because I had the gold thing happen in there. So every 100 is worth an egg. Okay, so can I get these ones? These ones? Thank you for the many, many Cristas. The many. That's a lot of Cristas. And why not kill the rest of our inventory space? Okay. And we'll use these to free some inventory space. And then we will kill our inventory space once more. Okay. And then we need more eggs to get this stuff. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Hey, if I get a really good score next time, I'll be able to get all the rest of those. But first, I've got to convert some things to glamour prisms. Or, sorry, to glamours. Which means I got to go to the airship landing because that's much closer than everything else. Yes, bring me to an inn room. Oh, my sprint! Yeah, now I can jog. Okay, anyway. To be stored in an armory? Why would I do that? Armories are useless. That took a while. If you put any dyes on these and you try to store it in the armory, like, kills the dyes. The armory is such a useless place. I barely put anything in there. If it's non-dyeable and not something crafted, then yeah, sure, we can put it in there. But that's the only time it's actually useful for something. So we should only need to do one more run. And then we'll have everything from the event. There. Yes. And I loaded into the map just before the sprint ran out, so I still get the jog in this map. Whoops. If we get 55 or higher, I'd actually prefer it. We get 55 because then we'll have a total of 60. Well, we've already got this buff, so that's going to be a good start to our score. If we can get the eggs to even drop. Such a silly sound. Wow, I sure am getting a lot of these. I just got the same formation several times in a row. It sure does love this form. Use the right one, please. Thank you. Gave me the same buff twice in a row. Oh, this one can be instantly cleared if I just go into the middle. Oh, this one is made for this. This one's also made for this. Ooh, I can't be sloppy with this formation. I haven't had this one yet. As I go into the next room, which also would have been 68. Dang it! We're one short. New record. Okay, well, we got way more than what we can actually do anything with, so... Oh yeah, we have all these in the glamour dresser. We have all these. Now it's time to start getting seasonal events that next year will be paid walled. So I'll get them while we can. I could have sworn that these items already existed at some point. Okay, we still have 13. I'm gonna get more scattered eggs. Then we're gonna decorate for spring. Yeah, help me get rid of the rest of these, yes. See, that is still something that really annoys me. The inventory space logic.
I wonder what this button does.
This is going to be changed soon.
Oh, jeez.
That was an explosion. Thanks mostly for the right button. It blew everything up. Oh my goodness. Is there something that I can, perhaps do without? Oh, hey, this is still from back when back when Final Fantasy XIV was doing Twitch drops. They don't do Twitch drops very often now, do they? Why do I still have a Valentine's Day chocolate? It's not even tradable. What is this used for again? It might not be useful for anything right now. It might just be sitting in my inventory plugging it up. In that case, I'm gonna discard it. Okay. There. See, and then look, I still have one inventory space left after doing that, because that's how the logic works. They check to see if you have space before removing the remaining stack of an item. So even if you will have one space, you don't have that space. You don't have that space quite yet. I got pings! I got pings! What's going on? Why am I getting pings? Oh, wait. It's a ping from my own... It's a ping from my own stream. Ah. Yes. Chronicles of Tush has 2 new Tush entries. And hey, no mysterious space, and I'm really glad we got rid of that. Wait, what? Wait, why does the embed work properly here? And it doesn't here. Is it the exclamation mark? I think it's the exclamation mark at the end of it. No, it's if there's any punctuation afterwards that it doesn't work. And then whenever it does the variation that does not have a punctuation mark afterwards, then the embed actually works. Does that mean one of the links is broken? If that's the case? Yes! Yes, it does. It includes the bracket and the exclamation mark for some dumb reason on the other ones. The embed link is bugged, but the link itself is not. Lovely. That's really dumb. And that's like a Discord thing. Oh my goodness. Wowie. Wowie zowie. Okay, I'm just gonna make sure that the pings are gone. Look, the pings happen for very good reasons. It's people going live who I follow. And a pig from my own stream, too. Okay. Back over here. I hear a cat meowing in the background. Unfortunately, you don't pick up on the... was the first red button? One heck of an outcome. There's 2 different outcomes that end in explosions. There are 10 different outcomes total. These are tabletop? That means I can make them float. Okay. Rotation mode. Is this new? I don't remember this bar being here before. Excuse me? If you fixed my float-in item glitch, I'm gonna be freaking irritated. Here, we're gonna place them, and then we're gonna bring them back to storage, and we're gonna try this again. Exit in house mode. If they fix that shit, I'm gonna be really fucking annoyed. There was no need to fix it. It might have also been because it conflicted with the wall, though, so I gotta keep that in mind, too. I think it was the wall. There we go. Good. Oh my goodness. I have the basket from the previous Easter event. I put it in the fish tank. You know what? I'm gonna put some eggs in there too. Am I not close enough to the ground? That's a lot of... that is a lot of eggs. That's a lot of eggs. That one's explosive. Oh, it disappeared before it hit me. Okay, hold on. These eggs can go back into the storage room. I'm gonna back out of the menu. Okay, I am on top of chair. I am not on ground. Alright. Maybe I have to be on top of table for this to work. Okay. House and menu, indoor furnishings. Scattered Archon eggs. Whoa, they're floating too high now. Why are they so high up? Okay, let's try this again. And do not tell me that the fish tank conflicts. It lets me put it underneath the fish tank. How did I manage to place the basket inside the fish tank? Did I manipulate a chair or something? You know what? That's probably what I did. Hold on. Okay, I need to temporarily move a table into here. We are going to get this done. I want my scattered eggs. Indoor furnishings. Why? Why do you do this? Wait a minute. That did put the eggs back in storage, right? Okay, good. I just thought of something. No. Back here. Back here. Okay, this can go back in the storage. I think this chair is the height I'm looking for. So, what happens if I put the chair... Oh, wait, the chair's not a table. No, it'll go through that. That's too high. Wait a minute. I think I used this. Or not. Or this doesn't work at all. No, this has a minimum height. That's too high. How did I do the basket thing? Now, hold on. I need to put collision back on. Speaking of eggs. Well, speaking of explosives. Jeez. I got the floating eggs there. I'm trying to get the eggs at the bottom of the tank. And it is just not cooperating with me. It is, for some reason, insisting top of fish tank. Why is this basket so big? Gigantic eggs. Hey. There we go. Wait. Wait. Yeah, here we go. But nobody's even gonna notice. Unless I do this. Then it's noticeable. Wait, wait. That was a style of its own. How did you get that style? Oh, I just clipped one into another. Anyway, back to what we were actually trying to achieve. I want egg on the tank. Why can I not do this? Make sure I'm not in move mode when I do this. Yeah, bottom, I don't want them there. I don't want them there. That is a no. You know what? Let's give the other tables a try. Because this table's not quite as tall as the desk. So if we get just the right height here, I think we can get floating egg. Floating enough for it to peer inside the tank. I want tank eggs. Why do you do this to me? Okay, hold on. Hold on. I'm going to move the fish tank. Oh my goodness. I don't think this is on the fish tank. I think I made them float. No, they're part of the fish tank. They just float for some reason. Okay. You fella, move over here. Move over here for now, all right? We're gonna put the fish tank over there. Okay. Rotate mode. Eggs are still not floating. Why are these eggs stubborn? Eggs, float. Eggs, why you no float? Hey, is this high enough to make a difference? Eggs. You suck, eggs. Why do you not float? Do the floating. Do the floating thing. Why you not float? Float! See, now they float too high. Why is this so annoying? Give me any other... Didn't used to give me so many problems. I swear they just changed it to be more annoying. Okay, stop looking down so much when you're placing stuff. Get out of the wall. Okay. Alright. Give me floating eggs! Why is this such a chore to ask for? Look, if this basket of eggs can float at just the right height, why can't you? Did I use something else? Yes, I remember doing this. And have absolutely no regrets in doing so. Oh, which reminds me, actually. Okay. We're gonna put this fella in storage. I'm gonna go back on top of this light here. What did you just store without my permission? You piece of scum. I did not want to put that in the storage. Since when does right click mean store it? Okay. I gotta fix that. If I even can fix it. I can fix it, but it's gonna take some work. Oh, I might be able to use this as a placeholder, actually. Okay. Move. We're going to move you there. There is a wall in the way, so let's hope the wall doesn't interfere. All of this effort... I just want to see some things float. You know? Ooh, not quite. Oops. Camera's facing... hold on. My character's facing the wrong way, apparently. Right about here. That's good. Sorta. No, it's a little out of place. Of course this bloody wall is in the way. Okay, housing menu. I want to move this. This is very more difficult than one would think. See, now it's a little too far forward. Oh, you piece of... Now I'm getting to the point where the height gets messed around with, which is ever so lovely. Okay. Alright, alright. It's a little higher. So I did want to be down a step. Okay. Try this again. Close enough. But not close enough when you view it from here. Grisra. Ra. Okay, okay. Let's just put it part way into the wall, right? This will be our oh, that didn't work. I need the lower section here accessible. Or glitchy. Yeah, we could do that too. Stop clipping through. Thank you for the Cristas. The mini Cristas. The one and the only, the Crista. Just a little more. Okay, finally. It's a little too far away. A little too far over. This entire stream is just gonna be like fixing stuff, trying to get things to float that should rightfully be allowed to float. Imagine if it just like added like a flight adjuster, a height adjuster button right here. That'd be amazing. And would probably lead to so many more instances of people getting stuck. But look, there's already ways to make things float and behave differently. There's just very convoluted steps to execute it. Trailmix. All right, now. We wanted to get something to float. Elliot, welcome on in. I hope you're having a lovely time zone. I have the Barty t-shirt actually. It's just over. Actually, just hanging out over here. It winded up getting a bit of glass fibers on it, though, so it's going to have to go through the wash before I wear it again. Otherwise, I'll be itchy when wearing it. Unfortunately, when you get glass fiber on your hands, it ends up spreading very easily to other things you interact with. Should be able to get off at a wash cycle, though, so... And just stopping by and saying hi to all the peeps. I appreciate it, Elliot. I appreciate it. Welcome on in. Good to see you.
Excellent.
Thanks for the excellent. Shy sneaky girl. Also, welcome on in. Okay, so we should... Yes, we have the hatching tied. Oh, wait, hold on. I might not be aiming correctly. We'll just do this. And make sure it's set to rotate mode. And then we're going to do this. That's way too close. Oh, we got to move this fella. We got to move much closer. Okay. We're going to back out. Yeah, I don't know about this close, but we can give it a try. Okay, indoor furnishings, change to rotate mode. And... almost. It has to be like right up against the wall, which makes it really difficult to aim. That's where I want it. There we go. Okay. Now I can move this back to where it originally was. And you stop moving stuff that I'm not selecting. Thank you. We move it over here. We do a rotate. Oh, wait. No. That's correct. That's the direction I wanted in. Just that the collision is really dumb. It doesn't let you get anywhere near the wall. Can I get closer to the wall when it's this way? No. Why is the boundary ridiculous? Well, apparently the floating eggs is just too much of a pain in the arse. I don't understand why it's behaving this way. Why do the eggs have such aversion to being placed just above the ground? Or do I have to do this? Wait, seriously. So eggs. You're still on the bloody ground. This is supposed to be a tabletop item, is it not? Why is it behaving so poorly? Okay, you know what? Oh! I haven't placed it yet? What? Well, that's probably the problem. I haven't placed them yet. They have to be placed at least once, I'm pretty sure, to work properly. Nope, they just behave, they just behave really dumb for some reason. They downright float so long as at least one of them's on the on this table. But the problem with that is they get bound to the table if they're attached to a table. That's why I don't like putting them on tables. Okay, so what if I do this? Back to rotation mode. Oh, these eggs are just a pain in the ass to place. Okay. I guess that's just how it goes. They'll just have to float, sort of float in the tank then. Rather than be on the bottom. That's sort of lame. Okay, scattered eggs. Rotate. Now we gotta move the fish tank back. Yeesh. Yeah, these eggs are really annoying. They have a minimum height they have to be, or they have to be anchored to a table. I don't like how they behave indoors. I don't like the limitations they have. What if you wanted to place eggs on the bed? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Get back into the storage. These eggs frickin' suck. Is this desk good enough? Can I go indoor furnishings and place the bloody eggs on top of the bed? Why does it do this? No, they get placed on the stupid ground for some reason. Square, if this is how you're making the new objects behave, then I do not approve. Thumbs down. I don't like how many things that objects... I don't like how many... The fact that tabletops and all that stuff will outright go through a lot of objects. Which is why a lot of us feel the need to do the floating thing. I'm not placing those eggs. Those eggs don't deserve to be placed. I had to float these. I had to float the foxes in order for them to be on the bed. Because if you try to place them on the bed outright, they just go through them. And they're underneath the bed where you can't see them. Wait. Oh, come on. Oh. Hello, I am Wall. Hello, my name is Wall. Oh. All right. Last chance, eggs. Last chance. Okay, you're gonna collect dust then. We've got places to be. I've got 2 more things I gotta place. I know where to place them. I usually put the seasonal posters, like, here. So you can just, store those. Yida and Pablimo. Something about this drawing feels very off. Why does she have what looks like a love bomb? Fruits. Okay, fruits. Why does it look like she has a love bomb? Is she an associate of Karista's? Love bomb? AoE charm? AoE passion? AoE stay away from it? It's an AoE. Stay away from it, alright? In Fantasy Life, it's actually a, heal AoE. That heals for a very weak amount of HP. Making love bombs actually pretty useless in Fantasy Life. As much as Karista loves them, they're not very practical. Not when you have, like, heal dust. Something that can heal the entire party instantly. It's her head. It's her head. It's a shorter individual's head. I can't tell if it's looking at the Makito or if it's looking elsewhere. Anyway. Krista is definitely going to comment on the pillows. And we're definitely going to pretend that there was never a comment on them. And go to Stormblood Part 3. We have left and entered the sanctuary. Let's do it. Stormblood, Part 3. Aaron Vold's adventure. Back to Ralliger's Reach. We've freed Alamigo. We have done it. At this point, you'll find that gear exchange is available, token exchange, tombstone exchange, all this stuff will become available. This is all post-game stuff. If you do the extremes and RNG happens to somehow not give you the mount the first 99 times, you could trade them for the mount here. Here? Hold on. Oh, here. Here. Dancing Mad Movement 4. That's the last phase. This is all. This is raid stuff right here. I call them inventory pluggers because they're really annoying. Where do you get the Fox kit from? Here you go. It's the Fox kit. You need to get these fragments, which comes from a world boss. Funny enough, this world boss, if you get 1 gold rank in on it, you have enough to get everything right away. It's really nice. You don't have to do all too much grinding or anything like that. Ixion is also a world boss. A world boss that will cause the weather to change, actually. But you have to fight Ixion multiple times in order to get the mount and the Barden. And the trophy. Oh, also the Tianamo headband, which is what I have glamored on my head right now. Except it's dyed as gold. You also get that from a certain world boss. The stuffed fox, which you can get as many as you want. Do I have any? I have 38 of these items with one of my retainers. So I can get many more. Stuffed foxes. I could just have them all over the house. They do plan on increasing the housing furnishing limit. Alright. Feels like I have a loose eyelash or something. Here in Loven. The Tremble emote. Ah. And the Winded emote.
Krista.
Absolutely love my wolf emote. I'm still recovering for staying for 24. Oh, jeez. I would never put that much into Final Fantasy XIV myself. My goodness. That's just too much for me. By the way, here's all the wolf amounts right here. Yeah, the one you got was probably the lunar one, which is from somebody we have not fought yet. Now, I'm going to get to our destination here. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a quick BRB for a food check. I just get the feeling that there's something food related that's going to be ready. Alright, we are here. Hello, I am a wolf on table. This is one of the wolves I got. This fella is from the extreme version of Shinryu. I actually got really lucky with the drop. We were just aiming for clear, and the mount dropped when we did our first clear, and I happened to get the RNG. Now I have all the wolf mounts, which allows you to get a certain other mount for collecting them all. But yeah, extreme fight. You have to do extreme fights for that. Oh my goodness. I had no idea the one I had purple flames, so it matches my character so nicely. That is a nice bonus. 24 hours was the entire day. They got up at 9 a.m. in the day. 16 hours is what it took for them out. I wouldn't even put 16 hours into the Tombstone event. But that still seems to be easier than trying to do the extreme unsynced. And Shinryu X you cannot do alone, unsynced. There are mechanics that require more than one person. So, yeah. I was very, very hyper-focused. Love wolves. Well, all the Stormblood extreme mounts are wolves. There are different variations of the wolves. I'm just gonna do this. And we're gonna do a BRB. Well, this music plays in the background quietly. Well, welcome back from the ads, everybody. I was just about to start a BRB. I should have started it during the BRB, but I'll be back shortly. Oh, here we go. Also, there is weird flag texture now in front of me. Hello, Lise. Hello, Mango. Lise is troubled. Aaron Bold's adventure. Aaron Bold's adventure
Come to
too.
see how we're getting on.
Why do you word it
We've
that way?
made good progress since we took back Alamigo, but there's one big issue we still have to address.
Thank you.
Leadership. The Domans had Lord
I
Hien
got
ready and
pierogies
willing to
chicken.
take the throne, but we've got no one like that here. Theodoric was our
I'm
last
just
ruler,
gonna hide while I eat.
and he wasn't called the Mad King for nothing.
Suffice it to say, our people have had their fill of kings, which means we need to find a new way forward.
If only it were that easy. Everyone and his uncle has an opinion. For the time being, we're just going to have to keep leaning on General Aldin and the Alliance for support, and see if we can't find a solution together. Something tells me we're going to be hosting a lot of meetings in the near future. But if that's what it takes, I'm ready to talk till my jaw aches.
Jor.
The reach is yours, Nago. Don't do anything I wouldn't.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Ah, there you are. I've been searching all over for you.
Well, my location is here.
Don't worry, it's nothing bad. That said, this might not be the best place to talk. Will you join me? I'll get to the point. Might you be interested in a spot of adventure? After all, we were adventurers before we were scions, were we not?
I'm still sort of
After routing the
adventurer,
Imperials
right?
and liberating Alamigo, I reckon we've earned a bit of respite, don't you? And what better way to spend it than by returning to our roots? So, What say you? Shall we call on Alphino and go adventuring?
Just itching to go on an adventure. Twist my arm, but I don't you? Ah, now I have to do voicing. Okay. Very well. Right then. Let's go and find Master Levier. Actually, leave that to me. If you want... I want you fresh for our little adventure. Wait for us by the ether light, and we'll be along shortly. See you there. Just itching to go on an adventure. Wait, thunderstorms? Yes. Sorry, thunder. Just thunder. Hug hawk. Do you think they like hugging hawks? I don't think hawks would appreciate it. Stomp, 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 because I like jumping. Oh, that was thunder. Oh. This cutscene's playing during a thunderstorm, which is sort of funny. Greetings, Cody. It would seem we are to accompany Ehrenwald on some matter of escape. Alfred, your words! Have you any idea what we've gotten ourselves into? No, not really. Allow me to explain. It'll be something of a history lesson, but I'll try to be brief. No snoring, if you please. Now then. Now, the events that I would speak of occurred before the occupation, back when Alamigo was still a monarchy, and Theodoric sat the throne. A uniquely brutal despot by all accounts. That he was. The King of Ruin suffered no rivals, real or imagined. Then his dispute with the monks of the Fist ended with Radiger's reach being burned to the ground. No rivals? Even imagined? No imaginary rivals? What do you mean? Sector leader could probably kick his ass. No, anyways. Ah! In the latter years of his rule, he was seized by the unshakable belief of unseen forces were conspiring to steal his crown. Oh! That's what I meant by imaginary. And so he ordered that every soul with a claim to the throne be executed, including his own family. The wealth of the poor sods he put to death became property of the king, and it's said that these royal treasures were hoarded somewhere in the palace. Thus was born the legend of the Mad King's Trove. Ah, I believe I see the direction our adventure is to take. I assumed you have a mind to unearth this hidden bounty. You assume correctly. And I would also be correct in assuming that this legend is widely known. And others must surely have gone in search of your prize, tempting as it seems. Well, of course we won't be the first to make the attempt. Following Alamigo's liberation, more than a few eager soldiers turned the palace upside down in hopes of claiming an easy fortune. But even after scouring every room from dawn till dusk, they uncovered not a single coin. Their gold lust drained away as quickly as it had come. But the legend... Seriously, body? And the legend of the Mad King's trove remains simply that, a legend. But I see you have no intention of letting the story end there. What self-respecting adventurer would? Imagine the three of us delving into a decades-old mystery. Tell me the thought doesn't set your heart to racing. Sounds like fun. Sounds like a fun time. I just realized, hold on, the reason the lighting on my face and all that's getting ridiculous here is because of the night mode kicking in here. Oh, jeez. When I shut it off, it ends so suddenly. Ugh. We've learned the emote box. That's right. Now you can pretend that you're Little Mac. So blinded. Yep. Cody, probably. Yep. Seems about right. Hey, do we have any more voice cutscenes so I can keep eating? The news of Doma and Alamigo's liberation has kindled the flames of revolution in every corner of the Empire. Now here the Imperial province of Damaska has already risen up in rebellion. Which means the Garleans must surely have their hands full. What better time than now to indulge in such a diversion? Tell us, Alvin, have we any clues where we might begin our search? Well, judging by how the other treasure hunters fared, nosing about the palace isn't like to get us anywhere. So, we'll probably need to, ask around. Would that be another way of saying no? Well, yes. I see. In that case, I shall pay a visit to the Allied Archivists and request access to the records seized from the Imperials. The Garleans are meticulous about such things. If they uncover the trove during their occupation, the event is certain to have been recorded. In the meantime, the two of you could track down who worked as a palace servants in Bjork's day. Given that they would have seen at least 20 at a time, you will be looking for people who have seen at least 40 summers or more. And anything they can tell you about the king and his bloody deeds may prove useful. So be sure to listen well. Ehrenwald, pray try your luck in the fringes and the peaks, whilst Cody makes the rounds in the Alamigan quarter. Ha! And there I was thinking I was the party leader. Not that I mind, of course. Let's be about it, eh? I can meet afterwards at Galbard's Gate. Galbard. Okie dokie. I'm going to hide and eat again. I'm acquiring sustenance. Sorry, the way I delivered that word was very, interesting. I'm teleporting over there. Wait, I could have just returned over there. No, my return point is Girl. Hello, middle-aged Highlander. I would like to speak to you on my tilted mount. In the palace? No, not me, lad. Surely you've heard the stories of the Mad King. He used to hold public executions up to the divine audience. Anyone, and I mean anyone, suspected of conspiring against the crown was flung up from the top of those steps. Suffice to say, I stayed as far away from the palace as possible. And want nothing to do with any of that. Mature maid. Catchy. Hello, mature maid. You want to hear an old maid's stories, do you? Aye, well, most of what I know of the Mad King is common knowledge. We only seen His Royal Majesty when he deigned to attend the executions he'd ordered. After a while, even watching his enemies die wasn't enough to coax him out of hiding. They say he started seeing assassins in every shadow, and wouldn't set foot outside the palace walls. I was offered work there as a royal servant once, but the mere thought of it left me in a cold sweat. Yeah, somebody with like an ultra form of paranoia, I wouldn't want to be anywhere near them either. If it's that bad, it's like, yeah, no. I served at the pleasure of King Thorderic. And I lived to tell the tale. One of the palace guards I was. Truth be told, it was a dark chapter in my life, and one I'd sooner forget. Hardly a night went by when we didn't hear blood-curdling screams echoing through from the inner chambers, which, of course, we are under orders to ignore. So we'd stand still as statues, trying not to imagine what horrors were unfolding within. If you're hell's bent on finding out what happened in the palace, head down the street and ask old Arnold. He was the king's head scribe. We shall then. Yes, I am Arnold. Where you worked with me? You would have to me dredge up some delicately unsavory memories. Yes, if follow me going to move forward, we must needs acknowledge the misdeeds of the past. Very well. I shall tell you what I remember. I take it you know of Project's paranoia and the public execution of his kinsmen. Those were terrible enough, but in his last days, the king's fevered mind settled upon an even grislier method of disposal, which only a chosen few were unfortunate enough to witness. His Majesty ordered the court of amateurs to unleash a vile curse upon the remaining members of the royal family, a magic which transformed them into fiends of hideous aspect. The resulting monstrosities were then cast into the darkness below the palace. Even now my sleep is troubled by nightmares. Does this have anything to do with the Palace of the Dead? Fathers... No, this place is too far away. The fathers of Theodoric's blood were prone to share his madness, and mayhap it is a kindness that the monarchy ended with him. You know, they're talking about Mad Kings, and it's like, are they talking about like a Fire Emblem plot? Because Fire Emblem is a game that's very infamous for Mad Kings, who end up just being pawns, and then it all ends with dragon. Yes, I'm back. I'm not done my food yet. Since we're... Whoops. Since we're all here, why don't we share what we've learned? Allow me to begin then. As promised, I scoured the Imperial records for any mention of fantastic treasures, and found precisely none. It is possible, I suppose, that a corrupt official deliberately hid the fact of the trove's discovery, hoping to enrich himself, but I find it rather unlikely that so valuable a find would stay secret for long. I conclude that our prize either does not exist, or the Imperials somehow overlooked it. But what of you, Cody? Were your investigations any more fruitful? I found fruit. Turned into monsters. What could he mean by this darkness beneath the palace, I wonder? The darkness beneath the palace makes me think of Palace of the Dead. Ah! If you haven't hydrated in a while, I highly recommend doing so. Get that hydration going. Hydration redeemer, no. Every once in a while, it's like, yeah, I should probably get caught up on some water. Because that'd be a great idea. I'm gonna continue sneaking food. I met an old man and a girl who spoke of the palace's subterranean prison, but he said naught of the cursed abominations. The Imperial archives were also silent on the subject of beings inside the palace grounds. Could this scribe fellow have been spinning him a yarn, do you think? Did you believe him, Cody? His fears seem genuine. If he was afraid, that does lead to concede the tale. Though I'm not sure how that helps us in our search. Do not be so hasty. Uno's antidote may very well told us where the trove is hidden. But ere I share my theory, there is a matter I would clarify. Ervold, you spoke of a light-hearted adventure, but I sense a deeper motive for this expedition. Why are you so intent on finding this treasure? It wasn't all pretense, I swear it. But you're right. My father was in the Imperial Army, a man of Garlean blood. I trust you know what I mean when I say my Alamegan mother did not welcome my arrival. As I grew, she would check my brow over and over, convinced that a spot on my skin was an emerging third eye. like the kind you see in pure-blood Garleans. My mother did not care for this taunting reminder of my heritage and took up a knife. War paint serves to cover the scar. In the end, she turned me out into the street. Now I was left to haunt the alleyways of Alamigo. A feral child who got what he needed through begging, cunning, or worse. The best I could say about the years that followed is that I survived, but I hated the animal I'd become. Eventually I left the city behind me and joined a group of refugees bound for the other side of the wall. Then it was then I turned to adventuring, and the road led me into the company of the Scions. Tell you this so you understand. I know all too well what poverty and hunger can do to a person. I drew steel on ordinary folk for merely the crust of bread. With the objects of gold, I could spare my countrymen the shame of living like that. Aha! The explosive missed. And aimed at the wrong side. There we go. That's better. It still exploded because the collision registered when I changed it. But I mean, you can't even see where I am when that happens, so. I've got chicken to eat. Where is this voice cutscene so I can eat my chicken? Thank you, Aaronvold, and I apologize. That cannot have been... That cannot have been pleasant to recall. But I felt it best in our attentions. Well, Cody, now you content to surrender the treasure to Aaronvold's noble cause, and claim the thrill of the adventure as your reward? Sure, why not? Then I should be glad to tell you my theory on the resting place of the Mad King's trove. If you are minded to hear it. Sure, but I'm gonna have at least one full thing of chicken before we listen to the tale. Because it's chicken. Why the heck not? Chicken? Yes, chicken. In the meanwhile, listen to the bagpipes. And the flute. Sorry, Alpha Note. Yeah. Warrior Light's controller is currently eating food. Hey, some guy. Welcome on in. I hope you're having a fantastic time zone. I'm not usually up this late, but we started late, so I figured we'd go a little later. We're doing some good old Final Fantasy XIV. I hope time zone's going well. I'm enjoying the fact that we are in the weekend. More so the fact that I get to sleep in tomorrow. I plan on catching up on sleep tomorrow. Saw that you started late. I don't normally get to catch the end of the streams. Yep. We winded up starting about a couple hours late. I'll probably wind up going a couple... Actually, I might even just go 30 minutes because my body's actually sort of rebelling against me. And just in terms of fatigue. Nothing else. So, no illnesses coming up or anything like that. I hope I'm done with the illnesses. Thank you for the Skidoo. I'm trying to remember if that one has a small chance of triggering the visual. Skidoo, the visual. That bird. Next time I go to next time I get to Australia, I have to visit Adelaide again. Not only because there's a really cool national park over there that you can just walk into and observe all the amazing nature, but because the Adelaide Zoo is there, and that skidoo is from one of the lyrebirds in the Adelaide Zoo. I was in Adelaide for a short period of time, but I wasn't able to get to the zoo and all the exploring that I was doing. A good portion of the exploring did involve the trains, though. Exploring the train lines and all that stuff. And here I am talking about 2019 again. You know, back when traveling was a little more accessible. I'd love to go to Australia. Got a buddy, and I'm sure he could show me all around Adelaide. The national park that I winded up in was actually an unintentional discovery. Mostly because it's poorly labeled on maps, so you wouldn't be able to find it if you tried using maps on the phone or on the browser. It wasn't properly labeled, so I wouldn't know. It was just at the end of a train line. And I was like, National Park? I'm checking this out. Oh my goodness. We've got eggs. We got eggs. I'm having chicken, but not eggs, but... Those are eggs. Those are many eggs. Lots of eggs. Definitely a lot of eggs. Ooh, congrats on the 25 stream streak. I'm glad Twitch hasn't messed around with everybody with everybody's streaks. Are they chicken legs? Where the heck do those eggs come from? Krista, do not answer that question.
But
but I'd probably be Krista's answer too. Except she'd probably say tush. I was sort of hoping that the sectoral captain would just take the message with butt and then just say tush. But it didn't happen this time. Oh my goodness. Alright, Alphanud. I still have one piece of chicken left, but let's keep going. The Mad King's Trove. Hugs. Maybe it'd be better if we first adjourned to a more suitable location. A sword attack. For 2 damages. For 2 damages. Wait. Did I intentionally do that? I think I did intentionally do that. 2 damages. Ah, me and my water. Plenty of water. Water. In case of a rival treasure hunter overhears our plans, you mean? Good thinking. I thought we were just saying it like the mages. There is a separate message that says the mages blame the mage. This message is not one of those, but I think I did just do damages because it's funny. I don't know. That was not exactly the reason, but is certainly a valid concern. Let us reconvene on the southern edge of Loch Sled. Shall I be in bed? Should be in bed, but am I? No. Go figure. Whenever somebody intends to, whenever it's like, okay, I'm gonna rest, and then all of a sudden your body's like, I refuse. Red bonus. Head bonk bonus. Okay. Sorry, Alpha Dude. I was doing tricks off of enemies. $67 hugs. Getting close to that funny number. Forgive me. It was not my intention to draw up proceedings, and I simply wish to have the lock in sight while I explain things. Prior to the Great Flood of the Sixth Umbral Calamity, the salt lakes you see before you were dry ravines. And this, believe it or not, was the site of the ancient city of Scala, which rose and fell during the Fifth Astral Era. 69. Yep, the nice number. Krista's favorite number. But we're not going to worry about that. What? Why? Oh, why? Why? Why do I have yet another ping? Wait a minute. Wait. Broken ping? Wait. Oh. Interesting. Okay. So I do have another place that I can lurk in. But the notifications for that place are sort of broken. There we go. Lurking in, lurking in, lurking in, lurking in, lurking in, lurking in, lurking. Okay, rose and fell during the Fifth Astral Era, huh? From what we know of that period, the city was already deserted by the time the waters began to rise, having been all but destroyed by war. Yet it runs... yet its ruins... See, this is the reason why I am considering I should probably call it in about 15 minutes. Instead of going on for until 1. From what we know of the period, the city was already deserted by the time the waters began to rise, having been all but destroyed by war. Yet its ruins remain dry at the bottom of Loch Sled. It's locked SLd, but I'm just saying sled. It is my belief that the darkness beneath the palace, mentioned by Theurgic's former scribe, was not a reference to the prison, but to a place still further below, the ruins of Scala. I further surmise that the Mad King's unfortunate kinsmen were cast down there not simply out of the desire to punish them, but to discourage exploration. Theurgic wanted to keep the ruins secure. Wait, you're saying they were meant to guard the Mad King's trove? Trove! Precisely. And then since we know the court Thaumaturge were involved, we can safely assume that any entrance into the old city will have been magically concealed. Which would explain how a legion of Imperial soldiers and the gods know how many Alamegans never found a trace of the trove. We, however, have certain advantages which they did not enjoy. Cody, would you be so good as to swim down to the bottom of the loch and search for an underwater route to the ruins? While you do that, Ehrenwald and I will seek out an enscored portal within the palace. Ensorcelled. I don't know. Alphabet, what is with you in saying, like, these words that almost feel like they're made up? Weep. And into the water we go. Whoa, check out these ruins. Whoa, check out these ruins. Oh, hey. We've gone here before. The horse that I just had, by the way, can be obtained by getting every single A Realm Reborn horse. Except for the Nightmare horse. The Nightmare horse is considered an extra. The Nightmare horse does not count towards the requirements for the mount that I was just on. You discover a passage that appears to lead under the palace foundations. Press on and find out where it goes. Oh, hey, this mount is the mount that you get by collecting all the wolves in Stormblood. All the wolf mounts. Investigate the passage. I'm too far away to investigate the passage. I wonder if this leads to a dungeon. You come to a worn stone door, standing temptingly ajar. It would appear you have found your entrance to the subterranean ruins.
Cody, it's Alphanid. We have searched the prison beneath the palace, and found a teleportation portal concealed by the enhancement. The markings indicate that it leads to an underground cavern. What news on your end?
We found the underground cavern.
And you believe it leads into the ruins? Then I dare say we will be able to meet within. Go on and head through the door. By the way, I took the liberty of calling on a friend for help. I guarantee she's both dependable and discreet. We'll see you soon. We'll see you soon!
Ah, we will have a dungeon to go to when we next play here. But because I am getting a tad tired here, we will save that for Wednesday. I'm gonna swim right through the snowflake. There we go. Pretty. It's a long distance back to a sanctuary. My goodness. Anyway. Hey look, we have entered a sanctuary. I suppose that means we can land here and watch everybody. Alright, everybody. I intended to go until 1, but my body is telling me that I should actually go to sleep instead. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. Well, maybe I'll finish my last thing of chicken. And then rest. I'm gonna take a look at who to send you off to, though, before we get too carried away. Raids is now in the middle because it can never be in a consistent spot now, can it? How long has it been since I have sent you in this particular direction? Last month. I think I sent you guys over to church. Playing Overwatch. And I have no idea if he's playing with others. Yes, he is playing with others. Okay. The title did not tell me if it was playing with others. Pixels, Full, and Pay. Oh my goodness, that is a legendary combo. Well, let's get that raid started. It's actually been a little bit since we've went over to church. So, yeah, here we go. Congratulations to the top 3. You get bonus gold pieces to use in future sound commands. I'd like to thank you for joining, whether you're here in full, in part, whether you're active, whether you're lurking somewhere between. It's all greatly appreciated. The next stream is going to be tomorrow. Tomorrow, we are going to be playing some Outbreak. So get ready for some good old storm chasing, all that fun stuff. Oh my goodness. And that'll be 6 p.m. Mountain Time. We will be starting on time and all that good stuff. I don't think I have any obligations that could really mess with my Saturday, so all for it. All right, everybody. Found someone that's actually in the game in Outbreak. Someone that's actually in the game Outbreak. There's a few folks that I've actually swung by who play Outbreak. Yep. Dominator, she mods for JoJo. And JoJo's also played a fair share of Outbreak as well, so... Yeah, it's pretty cool how far Outbreak reaches. Alright, everybody. Take good care of yourselves. Be kind to yourselves. Most importantly, keep being yourselves. The first raid message is for subs. Second raid message is for non-subs. Feel free to use either or when raiding over to church. Till next time, everybody. We will see you later. Bye-bye. Chicken. Tastes like chicken.
Delicious.